Morgan Stradling with the Rotoscopers, and today I am bringing you a Blu-ray review. This time it's the Into the Woods Blu-ray. Now I did do an unboxing about this, so you can definitely check that out. I'll include a link at the end of the video if you want to watch it and get a feel for what this looks like, what the discs look like, etc. So Into the Woods is the story of all this mishmash, this big conglomeration of fairy tales. So we have Jack and the Beanstalk, we have Cinderella, we have Little Red Riding Hood. There are so many different characters that are all intermingling, and the main plot device that brings all these characters together are the woods. These mysterious, magical woods that are a metaphor for so many things. And really you can take into it whatever you want. What are the woods to you? What are the woods to the characters? It's really great. So if you don't know, this is a full-on musical. The very first 16 minutes of the film, the characters are singing. It's just a prologue and they sing the whole time. It's kind of this singing, talking sort of thing. I had never seen this movie until I saw it in theaters a few months ago, and I didn't really know what to expect. I'd heard people say, oh, it's Stephen Sondheim, so you know, if you're into him, and so I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but I did love it. It was so lyrical and beautiful. I love how the different themes and melodies just were interwoven with each other. And I love how this story just flips everything on its head. Everything you knew about fairy tales, forget that, it flips that on its head. For musicals, it kind of just has a new spin on musicals, and you know, the casting of this film is great. I think Anna Kendrick is a wonderful Cinderella, but actually watching it this time around, I wasn't as impressed with her as I was going into it the first time. I love Anna Kendrick. I was so pumped to have her in this film, but I was actually more blown away with other characters like Emily Blunt, who played the baker's wife, and Little Red Riding Hood, and Meryl freaking Streep. I mean, it's Meryl Streep. I'm just gonna stop there. I definitely love the movie. I can't wait to watch it again. It's just one of those films that's just like, it's like not a happy film, but it kind of makes you feel happy in a weird way. Anyone else get that? Okay, so let's talk about the bonus features. This just is a Blu-ray. You don't get a DVD. If you want a DVD, you have to purchase that separately, and it has less bonus features. So you might as well go with this. It does come with a digital copy. So first off, we have a never-before-seen song written by Stephen Sondheim himself. It's called She'll Be Back. Now, this was written specifically for Meryl Streep for the movie. But unfortunately, they had to cut it. It was just stopping the plot in its tracks. So they had to make the very hard decision to cut the song. Stephen Sondheim himself even said, yeah, it's not working. But we do get to see this, and what I love about this, it's not just the song and maybe some storyboards, it is the full scene. You know, they shot this scene and they ultimately cut it, so you can just imagine what this would have been like in the film. So next up, we have a making of featurette called There's Something About the Woods, and this is 13 minutes, and it's really all-encompassing. It's really high level. They talk about different aspects from the original musical to casting to the costumes and so on and so forth. But then we have these other bonus features called Deeper Into the Woods. They are individual featurettes, and they are broken up by the music, the design, whatnot. And you know, it's really interesting because we had that one bonus feature that kind of was everything high level. You got just a little bit in piece, and this Deeper Into the Woods really does go deeper into every single one of those. The one thing I didn't really like about this, there wasn't a play all button, so I could just watch all four of them at once. That was kind of disappointing because I watched them all one right after another. It would have been kind of nice just to have it automatically move on, but no big deal. We have another featurette called The Cast as Good as Gold, and there's so many of these featurettes on here, which I think is so wonderful. They spent the time to interview the cast, the crew, the producers, you know, the director, Rob Marshall, and they had so much footage, and I'm so glad they just didn't compress that into one measly bonus feature and call it a making of and we're good. Instead, they expanded this out, and so we have this great featurette that's talking about the casting and talks about every single character, and the director talks about, yeah, I needed this character, I was really interested in her for this. Anna Kendrick, for example, she loved this musical growing up, but she always envisioned herself being Red Riding Hood, so she said it was kind of weird when she was auditioning for Cinderella and she wasn't playing Red Riding Hood. And so just, you learn these little things about the characters and the nuances in casting them, which I thought was so awesome. These three featurettes were so good. They were all different and very informative. I learned so much about this movie, behind the scenes, what went into it, so great job all around. Another bonus feature is music and lyrics. This is really cool. If you want to watch the whole movie as a sing-along, you can. Or if you just want to jump to your favorite song and watch those with the lyrics, you can do that too. And lastly, we have a filmmaker's commentary by Rob Marshall, the director, and the producer, and Rob Marshall was in all of those featurettes that I was talking about earlier, and as he's talking, you're like, he is just such a nice guy. And then hearing him in this audio commentary, that's one of the first things I said when I was thinking to myself, I'm like, man, he is so nice, and just watching the whole movie with his commentary and everything delightful that he had to say about the making of, about behind the scenes, about this or that was so fascinating, and he was a perfect guy to do the job, obviously. Alright, so I am going to give the bonus features of Into the Woods 4.5 stars. I thought they did such a great job on this. There's an audio commentary, are you kidding me? That is like my #1 requirement, and Disney did it on here, which is great. And then all those other making of featurettes, but they just didn't stop with one, but instead they expanded it out and went deeper into the woods. Was so great. Alright guys, let me know in the comments below if you are going to pick up the Into the Woods Blu-ray. If so, what bonus feature are you most looking forward to? Be sure to subscribe if you like Blu-ray reviews because I have a lot more coming for you. And until next time, I'm Morgan and this is the Rotoscopers YouTube.